It's astrology. The position of the planets deciding the course of your life, fundamentally. Every form has a vibration of its own. The whole existence is a vibration as far as the science is concerned, isn't it? You know this? So this vessel is a certain kind of vibration. Naturally, it's emanating a certain field around itself. Objects around you can influence you. So if this vessel can influence you, definitely the huge planets, they must be exerting some kind of influence on you.
Dude, 5580, sun was in Taurus, gave me the voice, I was born to record this. Scorpio rising, I was born to explore this, my life fell deeper. Born with 12 teachers, planets are the notes, broadcast to 12 speakers. Neptune, Sagittarius, I'm a big dreamer. Sag in the second, cash is expected. Traveling the globe or in cap with the message. Observe that I'm cold with submerged in commotion. Lunar Capricorn, I'm reserved with emotion. Fourth house where the air begins, where my soul roots are buried in. Plus my old derps in the Caribbean, flickering my kids out. Eating fish in my fifth house, I create art to pass gifts out. Aries in the sixth, I'm quick to serve others. Mercury and Taurus, my words are like numbers. I love to think, write so well, I'm on some other ink. Venus, Gemini, Tahuti, I'm yours truly. My words is pure beauty that rise while the others sink. Cancer in the ninth, I'm at home when I'm learning. Saturn in the 10th, so I know I'm determined. I know I'm deserving. Precise with it, maybe Mars, Jupiter conjunct. You won't like when I'm angry. 11th house Pluto, I change the group's thinking. Libra in the 12th, relate or keep sinking. The God throws lyrics, these classes don't quit it. The path is so stripped that the masses don't get it till they start studying their cosmophysics.
We come to understand that it is what you call planetary vibration. The sun emits energy throughout the solar system. Each planet being made up of its own substance channels that or refracts energy towards the earth. This is what gives us the current and the energy to possess different faculties. You, as a recipient of it, control it, dog. You can decide now to speak and use that energy to speak, or you can decide not to, so you control it. However, you don't control it to the degree whether you possess it or don't possess it. Just possess yourself of a thought. You can't even do that. You can't even stop thinking. So the energy is constantly running through the universe and through your own physical form.
Pointing on the nodes, and first I want to explain what the nodes represent. Okay? The nodes are indicative of purpose here on this planet. And that's what they indicate what you will engage yourself in regardless of whom or what. Alright, but let me show you what they are astrologically and astronomically. Astronomically, so you can understand that they are not a physical body that moves through the sky like the planet. The nodes are calculated points in the sky. Alright, but they are the result of the movement of a celestial body, the sun and the moon, precisely. Now imagine when you look up into the sky and you see a jet taking off or in the east, right? Or in the west, pardon me. Let's say it's taking off in the west, right? And it's moving towards the east, and as it goes overhead, it creates a jet stream.
Hello?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Yeah. I hate this late stuff, man. This stuff should be taken care of, should be known. At any rate, you have this jet stream going through the sky from the west to the east. He's going to appear to be in an arc motion if he's a little bit south of you, like the sun would be. Now, imagine the sun leaving a jet stream, okay? That would be the ecliptic. That's what we call the ecliptic. You know, if the sun left a jet stream as it went through the sky from east to west, appeared to go from east to west, right? And the moon left a jet stream, then where the moon's path, where the moon's jet stream and where the sun's jet stream would intersect, would be where, on the north end of that circle, would be where the north node is. This is because the path of the moon is not a perfect circle, or it weaves into the circle of the apparent circle of the sun, the equator, the celestial equator, and then outside of the celestial equator of the sun. and where it goes outside is 180 degrees from the side where it goes in on the northern side. So this is an explanation of what the nodes represent. Now, because the moon is perturbed like this, the nodes move backwards. They appear to move backwards. Now that's the mean node. A true node actually, sometimes it goes forward, sometimes it goes backwards, because the moon's orbit is not perfect. It's not a perfect circle, and it wobbles. Yeah, there's a perturbance involved with that because of the gravity being out in space, being pulled by the Earth and spinning and having what you call a polar magnetism. Yeah, it has a gravitational field, a north and a south end too, which interacts with the Earth. So it wobbles like a little top spinning, and this causes it to appear for the nodes to appear to go backwards. But they go through each sign. It takes about 19 months to go through each sign. Okay, and 19 years to go around the entire zodiac. Approximately 19 years. All right. Now, excuse me.
You talk about mean time as well as orbital.
Yeah, exactly. That's just an approximation, right? Because the exact average is not even an exact calculation of the node, because it give or take a day or two off of 18.865 something years, something like that, right? So at any rate, when the nodes, the tale that is attached to the node, the mythology that is attached to the node, it comes from out of India, okay? And they say that it was a dragon that was cut in half by one of the deities, the beast. Was it Leviathan, or was it just some other type of dragon? I'm not sure. Help me out here.
I think it was Shiva. I think it was because they used the term the chakra, which was a wheel that split the demon, and the demon split the head from the tail. And the Latin used the term of the dragon, of the tail, the dragon, but in Vedic they used the demon, RaAKHU and K2, of course, they're part of it.
Okay, right.
Demon split back, and then they used it, they get a little bit more into it. RaAKHU, or the northern node, is the part of the materialistic or gains world status, and K2 is the spiritual part. And then it's like, they divide it up by the chart. Use that by like a halfway mark, like everything on one hemisphere, if you will. And they call that a special chart, too. We would call that in our system the bundle chart from the 7 planetary types of Dr. Mark Edwin Jones. And,
I'm with that.
Yeah. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I wanted you to go ahead and have your input. You're not just a listener here. So, at any rate, to go back into it, I'm going to elaborate on the worldly, spiritually aspect of it as we go deeper into it, because there's a couple doctrines that are attached to it that I'm aware of,
Yes.
And hopefully I want to bring it to a practicality, because, beliefs are one thing, and actual application and results are another, okay? So, the north end of the nodes represent what lessons you're here to gain, and what evolutionary plane, what direction you're supposed to be going in, okay? As well as where your material or worldliness, the worldly side of yourself is positioned, and by sign, the sign that it's in, and the house that it's in, will flavor and augment the indications, and therefore point a way for you to find success and worldly comfortability, okay? As opposed to the opposite end of the nodes, which represents lessons or evolutions already attained, and therefore the spiritual aspect ramifications of these things. So it's like the north node is the part of you that has yet to attain this certain level, and the south node is the part of you that has already attained this level. All right? And it's like you're traveling on a path, okay? And you have some place to go. The north pole is the north node is your goal. The south node is where you've already been, okay? Now the knowledge and the experience that you've accumulated from where you've been in life already is to be used but it cannot be entirely relied upon in light of the fact that you're going someplace else now. You see? It's like you've already been across the desert. Now you're in the tropical region. You're about to go into the Arctic region. Those lessons that you learned on the desert or at the South Node, these aren't going to apply entirely. So, well, in terms of rationing food, maybe, in terms of being cautious of what is underfoot as you travel, right? But what you have to now learn how to do is survive in the winter, okay? Or vice versa. You can just say you're traveling from the winter going into the summer, but the analogy remains there. So now there's an idea of what they call post-life and what do they call that? Reincarnation and former lives. Right. And reincarnation. Past lives. Past lives. And this idea is given to the North Node and the South Node, in so much as the South Node represents your past life experience. Right. Okay? And that which you have encountered in your past life, lessons you've learned and have mastered, and now you must prepare yourself towards, in this present life, new lessons to be gained, new ground to be covered. And this is what's applied in the nodes. Does anybody have anything to add on to that?
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of it, MC. It's the North Node also is like, again, it's like, think of this like water seems to last least distance. So the South Node is something we, even though we're not maybe aware of it or aware of it, it's sometimes we regress back into certain patterns or habits that we already accomplished, and the challenges in the North Node, which we, aim to go for, and that's really our spiritual quest, if you will, to ascend for that. And the North Node, wherever that defines, is always the opposite sign from the South Node. So you see the polarity or duality coming on. And at the same time, you look at the North Node, and the depositor of that has a lot to do, too, because the North Node and South Node, you hit a deep subject. Like I said, there's always not enough time for that. But the depositor of, which really means, in other words, the sign that the North Node is in, has a ruler or a lord, whichever way, what school you come from, and that particular planet has a certain significance and a lesson to learn as well. And now, also, when you put that into a next, let me augment that a little bit more, in some cases, you have planets that's near that North Node, and they give you another kind of certain extension, if you will, to lessons not only the North Node has, but the planet that's next to it, or conjunction we call it, to give another insight of other tools that need to be activated or pushed or moved up a notch or so. As in contrary to our North Node, our South Node, pardon me,